Then, she put on a random piece of clothing and ran downstairs. Jeremy had started the car and was about to drive away. However, the door of the passenger seat suddenly flew open. "Take your filthy hand away. Who permitted you to sit in my car?" The man's cold and heartless words caused Madeline to quickly take her hand away. She was as lowly as dirt whenever she looked at Jeremy. "Jeremy, I'm worried about Mer. Let me go with you." "You're worried? Shouldn't you be the happiest if Meredith has died?" He looked at her coldly with despise in his eyes. Then, he stepped on the gas. Madeline's face was white. After standing in a daze for a few seconds, she called a car and tailed Jeremy's car. In City Center Hospital, Madeline followed Jeremy to a room. In there, she watched with a worried look on her face as Jeremy walked toward the bed. At this moment, Meredith could be seen sitting on the bed with a pale face. Her eyes were wet, and she looked upset. However, it was fortunate that she was not in danger. Madeline let out a sigh of relief. When Meredith saw Jeremy, her face fell. She fell into his arms devastatingly. "Jeremy," she called out Jeremy's name sweetly and told him her grievances while being wrapped in his arms. In Madeline's eyes, Jeremy and Meredith looked like a loving couple while she was just an outsider. Madeline suppressed the sadness in her heart and walked forward. Madeline, you thankless wench. How dare you come and see Meredith?" Just when Madeline was about to walk over, an angry voice scolded from behind her. The voice was familiar. It was Meredith's mother, Rose Tanner. Madeline turned around and received a heavy slap across her face. Consequently, her vision turned blur from the impact of the slap. "You shameless harlot. We adopted you out of kindness. We fed you, we clothed you, and in the end, you became the ungrateful wench that snatched away Meredith's fiancé." All of a sudden, Rose began talking about how she had slept with Jeremy 3 months ago. However, she had not planned for it to happen. Madeline wanted to explain herself, but she received another slap on the other side of her face. The corner of her lips started bleeding after the slap. Furthermore, she began seeing stars and almost fell down as a result. Afterward, John Crawford, her father, shouted in her ear, "Madeline, from this day onward, you're no longer a Crawford. We don't have a daughter who's so shameless as to do anything to get what she wants." After he said that, John kicked Madeline.